Good morning, friends and family. I'm recording out on the porch today. Y'all probably have heard the headlines and the repeats of what everyone's posting. Everyone's losing their heads over this comment that they think they've heard. So, what was actually said versus what you were told? You've probably heard this before, that Donald Trump said he wanted to wipe out an entire civilization. But here's the problem. That's not actually what he said. And I've done a lot of research. Let's slow this down, because this is how things get twisted without people even realizing it. One of the real statements that caused headlines was this: if Iran wants to fight, that will be the official end of Iran. Now pause right there. That sounds tense, right? It sounds really intense. But the end of Iran in political language doesn't mean wiping out every person. It means defeating a government, collapsing military capabilities, ending a regime. That's different. Then there's another phrase that gets mixed in. Something you've probably heard before. Bomb them back to the Stone Age. That phrase didn't just start with Trump. It's been used by politicians for decades. Look it up. And what it actually means is destroying infrastructure, power grids, supply chains, military systems, not wiping out humanity. Yes, power grids could definitely have some casualties, but let's use our words the way they should be used. So, how did we go from that to people believing something completely different? Because somewhere between what was said and what you heard, something changed. Words don't just travel anymore, they evolve. A sentence gets clipped, a headline gets rewritten, a post gets shared, a comment adds emotion. And before long, you're not hearing the original statement anymore. You're hearing a version of it. And that's more extreme than the version actually is. The faster it spreads, because fear spreads faster than fact. Let's look at something happening right now. You might have seen the headlines like Iran says ceasefire is a lie. Sounds clear, right? Sounds definitive. But when you actually read deeper, you find something very different. Some reports say no proposal was received. Others say there was a ceasefire, but it was conditional. Others say negotiations are ongoing. So which one's true? This is the answer. You're not being given one clean reality. You're being shown fragments. Different sources, different angles, different interpretations. And your brain tries to stitch them together into one story. But that story might not actually exist. And this is where it gets important, because this isn't just about politics. This is about how information works now. We don't live in a world of raw information anymore. We live in a world of processed perception. Most people don't hear what was said. They hear what was repeated. And repetition feels like truth. But repetition is not verification. Remember, not so long ago, there was videos going out where the media was all saying the same thing in one day or 1 week, just repeating what was repeated. It doesn't mean it was ever said correctly even once. And this is where it gets serious, because if words can be reshaped this easy, then reality becomes flexible. And if reality becomes flexible, then people become controllable. Not through force, but through perception. You don't have to hide the truth if you can just slightly change it. And once people react emotionally, they stop checking. They stop asking. They stop asking what was actually said. And this isn't about defending one person. This happens everywhere. All sides, all narratives. quotes get shortened, contexts get removed, meanings get adjusted. And slowly, truth turns into something else. So the real question isn't just what did he say. It's this: what did you hear, and where did you hear it from? Because in a world where words can be reshaped, truth isn't always what reaches you first. It's what survives the distortion.
Hi, I'm Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about the trouble and trend of irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.